McCarthy, you want to open things up?
Yeah, June 11th, work session, all members present. Good morning.
Okay, we have one site plan, Mr. Barnes, so you're up at bat.
Good morning Supervisor Wareheim, members of the Town Board. David Barnes representing the Planning Department. Today we have one site plan application that is ready for your review and decision. It is a site plan for E&Y Holdings, or Royal Apparel, located in Cabot's Court in the Hauppauge Industrial Park. The applicant is proposing a 10,358 square foot, one-story addition in the rear of their existing industrial building. Planning just has a few standard conditions that we are recommending. First, to obtain a building permit prior to construction. Second, to install an orange protective snow fence around trees to remain. And the third one, to obtain a highway work permit from the town for work along the street on the driveway. We have the site plan up here for your review. Up at the top of is Cabot Court, the existing industrial building, and you can see the 10,000 square foot addition to the rear and modifications to this parking site plan and loading docks. And this is the color rendering of the back of the industrial building. It's a warehouse type building and it will match the existing building. Does the board have any questions?
Okay,
No,
Good.
thank you.
not
Okay,
all.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, we have three read-ons this afternoon. Does everybody have them? If not, I'll get them to you.
I have two.
All right, there are three. There's a parade walk one.
That's the one I don't have.
Okay, I'll get you that, because
Did
we,
Horizon schedule for the read-on?
okay. So right now, we have three read-ons. I don't see Mr. Spangler here, right? He's not here. Before I start, as you know, we had a very successful week with our quest for the alienation bill. It was a long haul to make sure that we got that done for the future of Kings Park. We thanked a lot of people in the legislature, but because he's here, and I'll get to Mr. Spangler later, I also want to thank Mr. Ambro for all the press that you put out. I think that was a vital part of our success. You kept the public informed, you kept the chambers informed, and that was very important to us. And we want you to know that we appreciated you staying on top of that. I think it was one of the reasons why we were successful in getting that done before the end of session. So, on behalf of the board, thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Nicole's gonna give us just a quick briefing on the new website, which I hear is totally outrageous, so we can't wait to see it. They've been working on it for quite some time, so I'll let you go ahead and explain to the board where we're at.
Thank you, thank you. So it looks like the official launch date is going to be June 24th. It's been, I guess we began in December with a poll. We started a survey. We took the public's inquiries. We asked for suggestions on how to do better, what they would like to see. One of the more common requests was for a help center to have the most populated resources for the town available right on the homepage. So this new website, in addition to featuring a great new, what's called a mega menu, it's a big drop-down, very visual, big font navigation menu right at the top, as well as our social media channels with a large search engine at the top of the navigation menu. We also have a help center now, which is like a citizens center. It's the most common searches for the average resident would look up. So paying taxes online, getting permits online, what's going on with Youth Bureau, job opportunities for recreation. All of those things will be readily available right on the homepage, and then there will also be icons on every subpage as well for those most common searches. There's also going to be a new blog feature, which we're looking at possibly adding new development information and timelines to our revitalization as well, so we can keep people up to speed using the blog feature, which they can also do push notifications. They want text messaging, things like that. There's also a much bigger calendar, the community calendar, the town calendar, and the various road closure board, festival calendars as well. And I believe, let's see, did I figure, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but Ken and his team were completely instrumental in this whole process. They helped streamline everything from the current website to the new site. They also just had a constant dialogue with Civic Plus, who has developed the site. It's a third party that we currently use. We're very happy with them, and this was all done in the IT's operational budget as well.
Okay, very good. Ken is out sick today, otherwise he would have been here. When do you think we'll be rolling it out?
June
Estimate.
24th is the launch date, and
Launch date.
that's giving us a little extra time. We made one change to the navigation menu, otherwise we would have launched this week. But it makes the navigation menu much bigger, and the logo and everything's much more visual this way. So because of that, June 24th will be the launch date.
Okay, like
So
midnight?
Nicole, when it goes over to like the tax receiver's office, will there then be a section for, I'm late on my taxes, what is it gonna cost? Questions and answers like you see on many websites, most frequently asked questions.
Yes, there's a second column. So the current subpages on our current website there's the center of the page with the body, the descriptions and your most important issues or topics. And then on one side is the contact information, and then on the other side it's subcategories for that department. And on the bottom of the contact page, or the contact column, I'm sorry, it's the frequently asked questions. And there's also the search bar, which is how do I, is also in the navigation menu as well.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Who's
And
gonna
a
be
lot of girls.
managing the site for content and make sure everything's up to date and stuff? Are you doing that, or is Ken's staff gonna be doing it?
It will still be IT. What we did throughout the last 6 months is we went to every department and had them update all of their information. We made sure that it was all accurate. We also added some things. We have an about page about Smithtown, about the town. We are adding some video feature as well. And we'll also be streamlining, hopefully we're gonna put a link in for the app at the bottom of the page where there's a whole social media guide for all the various social media pages that each department has. But yes, they will be overseeing it. Civic Plus is that third party, so if there's any, they manage security and the overall, if there's any kind of major dysfunction with the site that wouldn't be something on our end, they would be the ones to fix it. And they're very hands-on. They're literally a phone call away.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I would imagine the departments, if there's a change, they would let IT know this is the new
Correct.
law change.
Correct. And then you, I think, mentioned something about the time. I think what we might do, just for the sake of soft launch, is the 24th is a Monday, I think. So I think we're gonna probably launch Saturday, Sunday ahead of time when nobody's really on the page, just to make sure that everything's going seamlessly before everybody comes in on Monday and checks out their website, so.
Very good.
Okay?
Yeah,
Thank
Good
you.
work.
great
Thank you,
job.
Nicole.
Thank you, as always, great job.
I think Mr. Lohman has something, but just before that, in case anybody inquires, I know they've inquired with me. Parks Department is in the completion stages of the work at the country club. Did a great job down there. Feedback is excellent across the board from everybody who used this landing. The questions are about the bull. They will be moving to the bull site next. I anticipate maybe next week. They should be getting in to do the landscaping at the bull. So I know some of the residents called, and I explained to them that we're wrapping up one project and they'll be in there next and start to do that. So if anyone calls, that's right on the schedule for the next step.
Yeah, they did a nice job. The road going up there is new, isn't it? That road on the
The
country
landing?
club, yeah?
Yeah, that's all
Looks
brand new.
good.
Yeah,
So
they
the,
just finished the planting in that one island, so it's great feedback.
Yeah, but you have to get some credit for it too. It was your vision. You've
Well,
been working on it for a long time.
it's all about the team.
Yeah. but
The
still,
other
every once in a
issue
while,
is-
the head of the team needs a little credit,
Along, well, thank you. Along with that,
because you get all the stress too.
one of the initiatives that we also instituted there, and you might have gotten calls on this, I didn't get many, I only got two, the golf and pool ID cards. We took Mr. Loman worked on it. We took a 2-week period from 2018, and the town raised $420 on pool and golf ID cards. And we met with Mr. Hebron, and we sent down placards that went on the counter that they're required. And if you don't produce it, you'll be charged a non-resident fee. And for the same 2-week period this year, at that 2-week period, Recreation brought in $5,700.
That's a difference.
So the residents are complying with that as well, so that's needed funding down there, so that's all good.
Did they start the mini golf?
Yes, it's underway. Stan Brun's got that underway. So, all in all, we had a couple good weeks before we met. Things are going well. Mr. McCarthy's in touch with a few developers that we're trying to move along. Moving a little too slow for us. He's in the process of doing that. So hopefully we can get them up and running as well. And I know, Mr. Loman, you have something that you want to bring up as well.
Well, just two, the other day in the paper, we talked about the fountain that was out front here that's been operable for at least a year that we know of. There was some component parts that I guess when it was winterized, it wasn't winterized correctly, so some of the stuff burst. The water supply has been returned, and they're in the process of finishing getting the internal components that had to be replaced, so hopefully that'll be done by the end of this week. And then the other thing that I want to just talk about was, we kind of have a proliferation of all of these massage parlors and these foot spas throughout our town, not just our town, it's all over, it's all over the island. So speaking with the town attorney, Mr. Matt Jakubowski, and his staff, we kind of asked him to look into see what kind of legislation we can put in, similar to what some of the other towns have, so the town can have a little bit of a say in regulating what we're seeing as far as foot massage and foot spas and massage parlors. So, Mr. Jakubowski, yes, to kind of give us where we are.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
So I actually just have a copy of the draft of the amendment as proposed, and just some bullet points, because there's a whole other chapter. So just to make it a little
That was
simpler
because
to
it was
go
so
through.
cold.
Make it a little easier. Oh,
Thank you.
sorry. So very basically, this would allow the town to regulate massage establishments. It would require these massage parlors to apply for a license with the town. As you see, there would be a one-time per owner, per establishment fee of $2,000. So we would be able to track where these places are going. There would have to be an investment in it. It would allow existing massage establishments to continue as they are until there is a change in hands, but they would have to adhere to a number of the requirements that the town would be establishing, just in terms of allowing public safety to go in and do inspections periodically, a lot of sanitary condition rules that we don't have in the code yet, no locked doors, a number of requirements that kind of keep them on the up and up without shutting them down as is. But anything new, and if they changed locations, changed ownership, anything like that, they then have to apply for a license. Also individuals performing the massages within these establishments would have to apply for a license as well. It's a way of keeping track of who they are, their backgrounds. Their fee is $25 fee, but it does make them come in, and we get all their information and all their criteria, and we know who's working where and what they're doing. There are a number of exemptions to this because this is specifically just as massage establishments. There are a lot of other places certainly where they do massage and we're not incorporating that. Medical professionals, certainly, any kind of massage is given in like beauty parlors, barber, they massage your head when you're having your hair washed. That's not, we're not including them. If they're employed in a medical institution, if it's a massage school, licensed professional athletic trainers, and also chair massages. You go in, you get your nails done, you go in, you sit and have a massage in the chair. It's out in the open, it's fully clothed, it's public, it's just a chair massage that. Those are not considered massage establishments for the purpose of this. This is really where you go in and you go into a room and you're having a full massage. There are a number of reasons why the license can be revoked. Any misstatements, typical stuff that we would revoke a license from. But also if we find out that there are any violations of the chapter, and if we find out that anybody's been convicted of any felonies, sexual misconduct with children, soliciting, anything that's not on the up and up. Otherwise, any violations of this, we would have a maximum fine of $500 per occurrence. There are, like most of our town code violations, they're continuing every day. So you could theoretically write summons every day that they're out of compliance. But it's $500 maximum fine, plus up to 15 days imprisonment or both. That's kind of our standard. So that's as it's written now. I mean, we have the whole chapter we take a look at. We certainly can address other concerns that you may have and work it however you feel we need to if we're not addressing something. But
And I just want to point out to the board, we've currently been working with the 4th Precinct to try to curb these things, but this is intended to just give us, as well as the 4th Precinct, another tool to make sure that they're under control.
this is to ensure that they're legitimate
Yeah,
massage
there's an awful lot of
establishments.
that. Does the
Yeah.
county have any type of licensing or anything like this? For
It's, yeah.
The
Through the
state-
state of New York, it's
State.
through the Office of Professions, you have to have a license to be a masseuse in New York State. So that's in addition to what we're requiring. If they have a licensed masseuse, they may have a license in New York State, correct me if I'm wrong. They're also gonna have to get a license to work within the township of Smithtown, which is the $25 fee.
Yes.
Which is,
Yeah.
And they'll also have to demonstrate that they have that state license.
first they
before
have to have a state license, then they get our license. And does the state or the county have any type of fee for actually opening up the store? Like you said, $2,000 to open up a store. Do they have anything at all?
I'm
in these
not
massage
aware
parlors?
of anything for
No.
opening an establishment. I
No,
just know
it's-
they have licensing requirements.
Yeah, it's limited to the licensing.
Right.
The county, the state does,
state.
but not the county.
I'm not aware of the county.
Yeah, I don't believe the county has any licensing or establishment
Mhm.
requirements like that. I'm sure there's probably maybe Department of Health or something.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
But I don't
Department
believe,
of Health or.
that might be more, I would have to look into that and see exactly if they have anything
I'm just curious
specifically
if it's
addressing
duplicative. Yeah, it sounds like
massage.
they don't though, because
I
they're
don't believe so.
opening up all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots of foot massages.
we're not the only town, there's other towns, correct me if I'm wrong, that have instituted the same thing, and our fees are mirroring those other municipalities, those
Oh,
other
I think it's
towns.
a great
So,
idea, that these places are opening up all over, and while you want
Yes.
small businesses to survive, you know, what's going on in
right.
Mhm. Well, you don't, it has to be significant enough that there's some kind of investment, but, you don't want to fly by night coming in and opening up for,
Right.
$100 or something like that. At the same time, you don't want to crush small
Right.
businesses.
there? Yeah,
Right.
right.
And it is a one-time fee, so, that's factored in, as long as they're there,
Mhm.
and they're
And
running.
if it
a
changes
legit-
hands, that fee, they have to pay that fee
Yes.
as well.
Any
New-
change in
new-
ownership,
new
change in
ownership comes.
operations, change of location, if they want to open more than one, it's not across the board, it's,
Yeah,
I mean, you're
plus
specific.
each individual masseuse is going to have to get a permit from us.
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
I was reading this, I had a couple questions for you. The existing establishments may continue to operate without applying for a license. I think they should have to apply for a license, but it be at no charge. Okay, and second, I think, then at that point, and after that, the second year, they have to pay $1,000 renewal fee, everybody. The First year, if they're existing, is no charge, second year is $1,000 renewal, and everybody continually pays $1,000 renewal.
Every year?
Yeah,
It's kind of a lot if it's a small business that's actually a business that is.
I understand what you're saying,
honest.
but it works out to $80 a month approximately. It's
Yeah.
not a lot to keep these under control. I think without any kind of continual renewal with some sort, even if you want to drop it to a $500 renewal fee, but something that every year they got to come in and renew.
That's right, this is just a
Draft.
a very
Draft.
early
Draft.
proposed
But
draft,
Janice
so.
made the note.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Good
but I-
point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think the existing must come in for the license,
Right.
not just be able to continue to operate at no charge.
How many of these, do we have any idea how many we have, right?
A lot.
A lot, yeah, but
This-
No way to track them.
There's another one I just got, as a matter of fact, today in Wisconsin, there's one, so. They're out there.
Oh,
And look,
yeah,
it's-
I see them
This has
all over.
nothing to really do about the legitimate operations. We all know that there are ones that are operating outside the law. And, you know, it's been reported many times, the Smithtown News has reported it. That's not what this is about. It's giving the town
Oh, yeah.
the ability to manage and control this. And I believe it, within there, you can't have another store within 1,000 feet. You know, we don't want them popping up, you know, everywhere.
They are,
So,
too.
yeah, they are.
And so when you find them, you said there's a lot of illegitimate ones opening up. Have we closed them down, or what have we?
Many of them.
Suffolk
Not
County.
Suffolk
I know a
Police,
few
yeah.
of them, Suffolk County does.
Yeah.
They've closed.
So
them
they
down,
must
yeah.
have some type of
Well, they go in conjunction with the town of Smithtown
Yeah.
Fire Marshal, and they do their review.
fire marshal.
Yeah, also, yeah.
I believe this afternoon we have Captain Colch, Karen Colch, she's the new CO of operations, she's coming today. And I believe she's gonna talk a little bit about that between, you know, the county PD, the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, who actually has the undercovers that go into a lot of these places, talking about what they're doing as far as countywide and certainly here in Smithtown. So, you know, it is a problem because obviously,
Yeah.
they have people dedicated to just doing these types of investigations, so.
It's a
We don't wanna
great
hurt the
idea.
legitimate, we just wanna make sure that you hear you're all legitimate.
But the legitimate ones carry insurance. Under the license, there should be an insurance provision, so that way the non-legitimate have to have insurance. If they can't get insurance, that means they're not qualified to be it. So if you put an insurance provision in, that also would make a big step to helping this.
Okay, well, look at that.
All right, thanks.
Well, the illegitimate ones are probably making more money than the legitimate
Well,
ones.
they have to get insurance. If someone's not gonna underwrite their insurance
They're
because
the ones
of,
that can afford
yeah,
it.
yeah. But if they're not gonna underwrite the insurance because of questionable activities, all of a sudden they can't get a license and they can't do business in the town.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so
So
much.
you'll stay in touch with us as you
Yeah.
move it forward? Excellent, thanks very much.
Councilman, good idea.
Thank you.
Okay.
And we could go, what's his name?
You know, we have executive, you have 2 executive matters. Does anybody have anything, Tom?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Lynn? Lisa, you good? Okay, then I move to go into executive.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. All right, I move to close executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And I move to close today's work session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.